Wake up and smell the roses. I was praying I don't crash. I don't know no one who knows us, cause they done turned us for the bad. Pull my problems even closer. Been dapping up with a mask. This is that they were.
Alrighty guys, happy Monday. It's gonna be a great way to start this week. I already messed up, but it's all good. We're gonna get down to the nitty gritty. So I'm very, very excited to announce to you guys that this week's episode, like I mentioned before, I think 2 episodes ago, that I was gonna have a local artist. Well, today we have a local artist hailing from Oceanside. And big shout out to Oceanside for producing great artists, local artists, the upcoming artists. Big respects to every single one of you guys. And honestly, for this person that we have on this episode today, very honored, very blessed to have him on. No other than Dylan Balance. Well, thank you so much for coming on to this episode of Around the Loop.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. So, let's tell the whole world. Let's introduce yourself, and let's talk about your profession, about what you do and who you are.
Definitely. So I go by Balance. Here from Oceanside. I've been making music for, I want to say, 7-10 years. Been doing it for a while, but really started getting serious, locking in maybe 4 years ago. Really just trying to push it, turning a hobby into a career. Even besides music, I graphic design. I go to school for a lot of the stuff I like doing. So everything that I've been working on these last couple of years, I'm in love with. So very happy, excited about making music, excited about designing.
Yeah.
Excited about collaborating, working with other creatives. All that's a blessing.
See, now hearing that inspires me. That inspires everybody. That should motivate everybody out there. If you like I said in the last episode before, you truly dedicate to your craft, you're gonna do whatever and anything and whatever it takes to get there.
100%.
Hey, I've told others, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm proud of you as well. If you haven't been told, I'm proud of you, and keep it up, keep working hard, keep putting out that work. No matter what happens, even if you're gonna have the darkest day or you're gonna have the brightest day, you're gonna succeed. You're gonna succeed regardless.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
So there's I had a question to ask. So where did your artist name come from? Where did you get inspired for that?
It's kind of a funny story because it doesn't really have much meaning, to be honest with you. Meaning, it didn't have that much meaning at the start. I don't know how many times I've told this story, but I guess this will be the first time on the books that this story is being told.
Gotcha.
It all came honestly from me and my friend Robert. Well, if you guys know me, then you'll know him as Beam. It honestly just came from Travis Scott's song. We're listening to this song called Outside, and he was going by the producer named Beam, or his artist name was Beam, but he was a producer at the time. So when I started rapping and he started producing, we're trying to figure out a cool little play on words, I guess, for a tag for him whenever we work. And then that song Outside, he has a lyric that says "Balance on the beam," and we're like, damn, we're gonna run with that. I'm gonna be Balance, you're gonna be Beam. Okay. It's a stupid thing where it came from, but I don't know. It kind of grew on to be I don't know. I've accepted it as an actual artist name, so I'm happy that it's still my name very much, and I'm happy that I have that story tied to it as well with my best friend.
No, see, and that's awesome because that's being genuine. Because some folks that wonder oh, where'd you get that inspiration from?
And I don't want to give can I curse on this?
Do whatever.
I don't want to give a bullshit explanation and try to make up some stupid story oh, I got balance from the balancing of life and blah blah blah. I don't want to do some extra. I just want to be real raw and honest about where that name came from, because it is just kind of a funny story.
No, that's what's up, man. Honestly, and like I said, I appreciate you telling us and telling the whole world about that too.
Of course.
So how would you normally describe yourself on a if for another stranger for out there, or for somebody around the world to hear Balance out there, how would you describe yourself to that listener that's about to hear you and getting to know you as a person? How would you describe yourself?
I describe myself as very creative and versatile. I mean, I feel my music, you can find a lot of different styles and genres and ideas that I try to push forward. I think the biggest thing about me that I try to work on with my music is always trying to evolve and do something different. I don't like making the same type of song. I don't like making the same type of sounds. I always try to find ways to learn or I don't know, pick up new skills, because you're not really growing if you're not trying to grow or not trying to like learn new things or be better than the next person. I mean, music is a competitive game. There's hundreds of people that try to become artists every day, and I mean, you see it, how many people come up in this like industry.
That's true.
You really got to be different. So
no, I feel you. That's
what I work towards. That's what I'm about.
That's awesome. Now that's the same way with podcasting. There's a bajillion podcasts out there, so it's like, what's gonna make me different from this show, from that show? And you know, like you said, yeah, it is a competitive world. It truly is. So you really do have to be on your toes. You really got to be, you know, thinking smarter, not harder.
100%.
And that's what's up. No, that's what's up. So, you know, like, so let's dip into your childhood. Let's dip, you know, into
let's go back.
Let's take it back. Let's take it reminiscent days to, you know, you as a kid. You know, let's talk about, was there anything that you, well, let me take it back. So you as a child, was your goal in the future, was it what it is now? Or was it something that, you know, was it different when you were a kid? You wanted to be something else when you were an adult?
You know what? I've never, like, my whole life, I've never had, like, a clear idea of, like, who I wanted to be. Okay. Like, I'd always struggle answering that question, like, with my parents, school, friends, like, what I want to be when I grow up. But one thing that I do for sure that I like doing was, like, drawing. I like just creating. Just, like, putting my thoughts down on paper in an art form in some sort. And I've always loved music, too. I think the music thing kind of just, like, worked hand in hand with being, like, I don't know, with my mind. And the art. And that's why, like, to this day too, I still do like graphic design and stuff. Like, I still implement those ideas into the music and into my own work. And I try to do that for other people too. Try to work with other local artists, try to work with my friends, try to just, I don't know, push us together as like a bundle. I mean, we're all coming from the city, so I feel like if we're not all like representing each other, then none of us aren't going to really have like a chance to go out.
I like that. I really do. And wow. No, that's a, when you put it like that, it's a great way to put it. You know, it really is. And
yeah, because we got to move as a whole. Like, there's no reason that we got to be like fighting or butting heads with like people from our own city, like people that are also trying to like make it out. Like, Oceanside already is not like a well-known like at least music-wise, it's not like no one's thinking of like who's an Oceanside rapper. There's no big Oceanside rappers. I mean, shout out Desi Hollow, Bishop, like they got their own motion going and they're doing what they're doing right now to like get Oceanside on the map. But it's also like not even to discredit them either, but it's also one-sided too. It's very like much just very like rap hip hop. And I guess what my goal is and what me and my friends hope to do is kind of just broaden that, make it more versatile, make it more like, because I know people that sing, I know people that like dive deep into production, like do electronic shit, do like it's crazy how deep it goes, how deep the iceberg is. And it's all respect to the Bishop and Desi because they kicked down the door. I feel like none of us would really know that we had like a chance like that if they didn't really start pushing it. But it's also time for like the new wave to kind of like the new gen to step into that, like that hole they opened up for us, that door.
No, and that's a blessing, honestly, that Desi and Bishop were able to do that, especially, you know,
they're dope. I just saw Bishop on No Jumper too recently. And
I know, I just saw that clip recently.
That was a crazy moment. I felt very like happy seeing him like have that Oceanside hoodie.
Yeah,
made me feel happy.
And you know, big shout out to Mad Strange, especially Mad Strange out there for really holding it down, and big shout out to Andres for actually he's the main man behind the whole deal. So I had the blessing to grow up with him during middle school and high school, and he's always been a hardworking man. He's always been self-driven, and super proud of him, especially to see where it's at now. It's amazing. It's amazing to see the local artists from Oceanside out in Paris. You had Desi out in Paris. He was just out there like, who's next from here, man? It might be you.
We're going crazy. We're going crazy out here. I feel like us artists from out here, we work the hardest. Like everybody that I know out here, like really tries to push it. Like, I mean, I love San Diego. I love my San Diego community too. I see all my artists from San Diego coming up too, but I think right now, the rep that we have as like San Diego County, LA County, Orange County, it's all very just like, it's all West Coast and G-Funk. And like, it's cool. I love it. Like, that's what Cali is. That's what Cali was like built off of, just like that funk. And I love it. But I feel like we also got to like build off of that. Like, I don't think anybody is going to like from the outside that's not into that, it's going to like look deeper into it because they know this is just the West Coast sound.
Yeah, and there is a big difference when it comes to the West Coast and East Coast, especially. I mean, I had the blessing to when I was out on the service, I was out stationed in the East Coast, and the music out there is it is different. It is different. You got your country, you got your drill,
you got your trap,
yeah,
you got everything.
Trap. It is completely different. The even the rapping from North Carolina is different too.
Right, exactly.
And it's inspiring, when you come back and you come to the West Coast, and you're back to that funk, and it's dope. But we are in a time era now that music is expanding.
Yeah, it's evolving.
And
it's changing.
Exactly. And so, besides the music, outside of music and graphic designing, is there any other hobbies or passions that you like doing?
I mean, I feel like nothing like curricular to what I got going on right now. I love like just playing games and shit, just like chilling at home.
So what kind of games you like playing? What system or what
Dude,
what you
now,
like? What you
I'm
into?
not gonna lie, I'm like a little kid right now, bro. I've been really like just like grinding Fortnite lately with my boy Rap.
Hey, I respect it because mad respect to that, because I remember like growing up, I saw my brothers playing it, and like the way that you guys building shit so fucking rapid. No man, I can't do
that shit's a sport, bro.
I can't do that.
It really is. It's deeper than like they try to make it out to seem. But even besides that, like growing up, I always played games. Like I was always a Nintendo kid before I got into like Xbox and PlayStation. I'd always be playing just like the story games. Like my favorite, like obviously Mario's like that's just like that's the top.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Like you can't really beat like the Mario games, but I was also like really deep into Kirby, bro. Kirby was crazy. I love playing Kirby. Like,
that's what's up.
All those games, they're super story driven, and I love it. I love like the art style of that and how like I don't know, colorful and like imaginative, and that is crazy.
If there was a game system, I guess for that era, for that era, what is there a game system that you actually gravitate towards the most? Like, is it the N64 or the Super Genesis? Is it the Super Nintendo or the original Nintendo, or which one?
64 is like legendary. I feel like a lot of great games came from that time. A lot of just great memories came from that time, and
that's true.
I don't know. Even like besides like the super OG consoles, like I was heavy on like the Wii. I was playing that crazy with my family. It sounds like funny, but it's cool.
No, it really is.
Like that was like the family console. Like that's what you was playing with like everybody. You'd come over, hand someone like that controller, it was going down. Whether you're playing Smash, like just like doing some like I don't know, some cool
Mario
shit.
Party, or even the Wii Sports bowling.
Exactly.
Just gotta make sure you strap that wrist on. If not, you'll be throwing that control back
right straight to the TV too.
For real. And it's happened, and it's that's really awesome, because it's like that's something that the world can connect to with their childhood is video games. It was a big part of it, for a lot of it, and that's I feel like folks that did grow up playing video games, yes, they now as an adults they are more artistically I guess when I say more artistically gifted, and like I can see where you guys get all the inspiration. I can see, it's because of video games too that help you unlock, and it always had you always trying to, strive for the next level, try to figure out how to beat it. So kind of helps you in real life. Like, how am I going to get my next song out? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that?
Definitely. Another thing too that I was like heavy on when I was a kid was like making content. Like I loved making YouTube videos. I was known at school for just like having a YouTube channel, and I feel like that was every kid's dream back then.
When did you start?
Dude, like third grade, I was pumping content out every day, and that was like, I think that's like part of the reason why I'm super persistent now. But I don't know, that was a crazy time. I feel like everyone back then was trying to like, that was like, dude, I'm gonna sound like such like a boy. That was like in 2008, 9, like when I was like really working, like on trying to like just make YouTube a thing. But that thing is draining, especially just being like a kid. Like it's hard to like evolve from that. So that was like, I want to say the biggest like career thing that I had done as a kid. Then I took a break from that, and then right after that, that's when I started pumping the music, like really starting to like learn how to work on music.
And how you said about the old YouTube content, is it still somewhere out there, or is it gone?
Hey, it's archived. It's not gone, but it's archived.
Okay. One of these days,
one day someone might hack my account and take my password and like post all the videos. So we'll see in the future. We'll come back 10 years from now and look back at that.
No, that's true, and that's a blessing right there. Is actually you know, years from now, months from now, we'll be able to look back at this and it's like, wow, to see the growth and all of us, especially yourself.
Definitely.
That's awesome, man. So like, you know, there is a big questioning because a lot of folks are curious as a music artist. You know, is there any common myths about your job as a music artist? Like, let's ask, like, does it take? Some folks think like, oh, right off the bat that you're just because you're pumping out music that you're balling in money,
right? Oh, that's a big one actually. Definitely. Everyone starts from somewhere, bro. Like, I think it is a big misconception because, like, as much as like it's capped to talk about it, you're not supposed to you're supposed to live your raps. I mean, it's what people talk about. It's what you're gonna talk about. It's like you're gonna make music because that's what people are listening to. People want to listen to you talk about how broke they are and how much money that you have more than the other person. But I mean, it's all entertainment. I feel like we shouldn't take that as serious as most people do. But no, definitely, it does not happen right away. It does not happen overnight. I think that's the biggest thing. People expect you to have it on point the day you start or the day after you start. When, I mean, you look at some people, of course, it happens overnight. Like TikTok, people blow up every day.
It does actually happen.
You also have artists that work years for this, 10 years plus for trying to perfect their craft, and they'll get that shot finally.
And they even sometimes for some artists, it even takes changing their name a few times just to actually Which it's a blessed thing you didn't have to do that, and you're so strong on your name on that. So that's a blessing as well.
No, definitely. And I'm a big believer in I don't know, manifestation and just I don't know, law of attraction. I know that all the efforts and everything that me, you, everybody that we have that's working, as long as you're persistent on it, still working, not taking your foot off of the pedal, it's gonna happen. The universe is gonna gift you back that effort that you put in.
It's true.
It might take some time longer than the next person, but it'll definitely hit you back harder. With that good fortune, it's definitely gonna be worth the wait. And that's what I believe. I don't ever trip about I don't know, damn, I don't have if I'm not gonna make it tomorrow, then I'm gonna be screwed. Or I'm not I don't think it's gonna work in the next 5 years. It's not what it's about. If you really love music, you really love creating, you're gonna wait on it and you're gonna trust it out. You have to have trust in your own creation, your own process. That's what I believe.
No, that's wow. I didn't even know that myself. So I'm finding out this at the same time that the whole world is hearing this at the same time. So yeah, wow. And I can imagine sometimes it might be nerve-wracking, anxious, or scary to be
definitely
real about it. It's
I mean, look at people that I'm still young. I got a lot of backbone in what I'm doing right now, but of course it's a scary thought. In 10 years from now, when I have a family, I'm living on my own, got my own bills to pay, that I gotta kind of work it out on the side and make sacrifices. But I feel that's what it takes. Your career is all sacrifice. If you're not taking sacrifices, then you're not doing it right, I feel like.
No, it's true. I do strongly agree with you on that. Especially, the same thing with the podcast. It's you do got to take sacrifices. You do got to, because at the end of it,
it should never be easy.
No, you're right about that. I like that. That is true, because if it's too easy, it's too good to be true then.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I agree with you on that. I truly do. And so let's see. Did you have any artists that inspired you or that you listened to as a kid?
Definitely.
That shaped you who you are today, or just made you who you are, I guess.
Just inspires, right? Dude, definitely. I'm a fan first of all, listening to music, making music. I build off a lot of people. I feel I'm definitely my own artist. Don't get that twisted at all, but I definitely have my inspirations. My favorite artists, I love The Weeknd, bro. The Weeknd is a big one for me. I love, I guess, the storytelling, the darkness, even now, the brightness of it, his melodies, it's beautiful. I feel his artistry is beautiful and needs to be respected. Him, even some rap goats that I feel now, Travis, Future, Thug, they all definitely they shape music already, but they definitely had an impact on me. Even new artists Sofego, Destroy Lonely. I don't know if you know any of them, but
I've heard of them.
They're crazy. Molly, they're all crazy. They're all pushing this they're all like around my age too, so it's inspiring, like seeing them like
that's awesome.
go just as hard like that I can, and it's dope. Like let's see, I'm trying to think who else. Like I was also listening to a lot of like Mike Posner too, like in middle school.
Okay, yeah, I grew up listening to Mike Posner.
Mike Posner is crazy, bro.
Yeah, he has so much music, and it's crazy.
I think people don't really give him as much credit because he has like those pop hits, and people only think of his pop hits, but his discography is deep.
Yeah,
I love it.
And he's out there. He's out there too. He was out there with another artist, Black Bear. They were known as Mansions. So he was still producing his music there too, and it was great.
Yeah, they're dope. Like him, like who else was I listening to? Like a lot of middle school, like Nav. Like they're all crazy. I really listen to a lot of like melodic artists. I feel like I can't listen to just straight rap. Like straight, like I don't know. I like my melodies. I like listening to like artists try different things, try to be experimental.
Okay.
And that's my big like key points for music. That's what I try to do with my music. Just try to like hit those melodies and try to be melodic and try to like have a rhythm to it.
So talking about melodies and rhythms and stuff like that and genres, is there anything? I mean, is there any new genres that you're looking possible in the next couple months in the future, or something that you want to try to attempt? Whether
I'd love to try to make some like electronic shit.
Okay.
Like really just like the type of electronic shit that's like alters your voice, just like doing some crazy chops. Like I want to do some crazy like rave shit, but that's in the coming. Right now I'm just focused on like hip hop, rap, like R&B, like pop. Okay,
so you mentioned R&B. Do you ever plan to do an acoustic cover or acoustic album? You ever thought about that?
Dude, definitely.
That'd be pretty dope.
I don't know that many people that do like acoustic work. So
yeah, that's hard.
I want to find someone who's like really about it to work with.
There's got to be somebody out there, and this is the message to the world. If any of you guys out there that can,
exactly, y'all reach out to me. I'd love to work.
That'd be awesome. We definitely would love to have you guys on the show too. If you guys can play really well, let's show the world you guys your passion, your habit for this. Let's make this happen. So, so the world can know more about you. Is there like favorite color? Is there favorite colors with an S?
My favorite color is orange.
Okay.
I feel like it's funny too. My girl says that like I radiate like orange, like the color, like the personality, like color wheel that you kind of see sometimes like in like doctors' offices. Like I guess orange is like a color of like ambition and like creativity anyways, so I guess it makes sense somehow, some way.
It does. That's a great way to put it, because I mean I'm learning this as you're telling me this. I'm learning this, so I know there's a lot of people that are listening to this and they're learning too with me. So I appreciate you sharing that. That's a really that's a great way to how you put your answer there. I really do like that. That was great. And I mean, is there any like favorite places, any foods that you specifically like, or is there any local places out here, or San Diego, or even LA, or anywhere around that that really has
means a lot to me?
Yeah.
Besides here, Oceanside. I love Oceanside, but I have a special place in my heart for like San Clemente and Dana Point. That's where I grew up originally. For a lot of my younger years, I grew up in Dana Point. So Orange County, that's always been like my like first home. It's like where I got to like roam around, and I really have like my parents to thank for that too, because even after moving out here, they are still working out like over there. So I'd be traveling back and forth a lot. I'd be like, I'd pretty much stayed like my mom would work in the morning. I'd get dropped off at her work, and then I'd walk over to my dad's work, and then my dad would take us back home. Like it was just like, I don't know, that was my second home. I went to school there for a little bit. It's beautiful out there too. It's super like wealthy, like definitely it's a wealthy city. Yeah, but it's pretty. It's very pretty.
And is there any like well, talk about the area that you grew up in, your little hometown there, your first home. Is there any like restaurants, or is there any it don't have to be a restaurant, it could be a skate shop, it can be a clothing store, or something that particularly
I wish I knew, to be honest with you. I didn't grow up like as much there in my later years. After I was like 10, we started living in Oceanside. Not 10, like definitely earlier than that, like 8, like 7. So I didn't get to really experience like, or like at least places to go to out there. Definitely out here I can like name a couple.
Name them. What you like out here in this beautiful town of Oceanside?
Dude, wait, I'm gonna ask you this question really quick. How do you like your pizza? Like, do you like pizza places that are like pizza restaurants, or do you like places that have like the slices on display and they just throw it in the oven? Like the quick
See,
pizzas?
okay, that's wow. You're the first person to ever ask me that question. That's a great way to put it, because I've had the opportunity to try both. I've had it where I've had the sliced pizza off from the display. I mean, it's cool, but I like it fresh.
Right.
I'm more of a fresh guy, even though sometimes, yeah, they put it on the display and it is like 10 minutes fresh.
Exactly.
I'll wait the extra 10, 15 minutes. I'd rather get fresh.
I'm a pizza restaurant guy. I refuse to eat it like, I guess we'll call them like pizza bars. I don't know what they're called, but no, I love pizza restaurants. The place I think of like instantly that I grew up going to a lot was Tony Pepperoni right here off of like College by the Walmart. Back when I was like a little ass like place in that plaza, like that place is gas. Yeah, like everyone that works there is super like nice too.
You know, that's awesome for us.
That's definitely like my go-to spot for pizza.
Shit, mine as a child was my go-to, and for some of my family too. For my brother too was Manhattan Pizza. There was a Manhattan Pizza right across from the Oceanside High School, and they had some fucking amazing A1 New York style pizza too.
Yeah, definitely.
And you know, so talking about pizza, I mean, do you like thin crust, thick, deep, pan? I mean, there's so. And list goes on and on.
We can make a whole podcast episode about pizza.
Well, we'll have to. Yeah, actually, you know what? That's a great idea, because you know, the fact that you said that, I actually own a pizza oven at home. The one that we can just plug into the outlet and wait 20 minutes to heat up, and it pops out pizzas. Really,
it sounds like we got
to set that up. Yeah.
Part 2 coming.
That actually, you know, that'd be a great idea.
I don't know. I feel like I'm a simple pizza person. I don't know. I don't like I like crust for sure. Okay. I don't mind thin crust. I actually do like thin crust, but I don't like my pizzas like too saucy.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't like OD pizzas. Like if the pizza's like falling off the bone and I can't even like eat it, like what's the point? Like
lift it up and just
exactly. Yeah, I like that's not how it should be.
I feel you on that. Okay, I agree on that. Honestly, I can't agree on that. And so, you know, now that we talked about foods and stuff, what about drinks? Is there any favorite drinks you have? Whether it's you know, a tea or an energy drink or a soda, you know, for the world to know. Just is there anything or any?
I like juices, bro. So
okay.
I don't know. I drink a lot of like, not even like, I know they're not juices, but like Gatorades. Like I'm more into like that type of stuff than like sodas. Okay. So like Gatorades, like Briss, like I like drinking stuff like that.
So you're not really into the carbonation?
I do like yeah, basically, but I do still like sodas. Like my sodas like go-tos like Sprite, I guess.
Oh, nice.
But I was also like a gamer kid, so I was drinking like a lot of Mountain Dew too. That sounds like crazy.
Grew up on that for sure. No, we really did.
Mountain Dew is fire.
It really is.
Still is fire.
Which Mountain Dew do you like?
I like the original. I do like the other ones, but original is like it's perfect.
I like the original, but for me it was the
there's electric,
high voltage. It was a high voltage, the blue one.
The blue one, right?
Was my to go. That was my favorite. And then they came out with the Baja Blast. That was fire too.
Baja Blast is good.
That one's gas. It really is. No, that's awesome. Okay. So like you know, now that we talk about modern day society and growing up and everything, as folks get to know about you, and you know, questions some may ask is like, you growing up in this city, you growing up in just society, because a lot has changed.
Definitely.
I believe a lot has changed. Honestly, after the year 2012, a lot has definitely changed.
No, we're in the future right now.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. But like, so like, what are some things you've noticed in society?
I mean, I guess just like, I think one of the biggest things that we kind of like see now in terms of like, I guess for me, because I'm all on content, is attention span. That's the craziest thing, I feel like.
Okay, let's talk about that.
I don't know. I feel like our brains got dumbed down over the years. I look at like in a music sense, we used to listen to songs that have like 5 minutes, tell a story, like okay, 3 verses. Now songs, they're like one and go. They're a hook, a verse, and then it's done. Like 2-minute songs, 1 minute songs.
I just heard one that's 45 seconds long, and I was like, "What? That's it? Where's the rest?"
Even like content like TikTok, YouTube Reels, like shorts, like everything like that. Like it's so quick. Like you don't even get to process. Like I guess the full thing is just like boom, 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 and then it's over. Next video.
That's
boom,
what I
boom,
noticed
boom,
about
boom,
that
boom.
with the attention span. It is so short, and yeah, people don't have the patience to wait no more. So they just want it. They want it now. And that's exactly like the same thing with streaming services like Netflix, Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of folks don't have cable TV no more because they don't want to wait 2 weeks for the next episode. They want it now.
Exactly.
Okay, I see.
That's like the biggest thing I like. Feel like
Mhm.
I see. Obviously, like the world is changing. Like it's getting hotter.
Mhm.
Technology is evolving.
Oh, rapidly.
Definitely. I don't know. I guess it's not like too much for me to like. I guess go into detail because it's just like it's life. Things are gonna change.
Okay.
But I feel like us as a society, like the first thing I can think of is attention spans because some now we gotta workarounds. Definitely work around.
And I see that on a business side, like on a perspective side, that too. You gotta think smart and not harder. So it's like, okay, what can you do that is gonna gravitate towards that crowd? That okay, if they have a short attention span, what can I release or what can I put out there?
Definitely.
That's gonna hook them.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree with you on that too, because some folks like they don't have the patience no more.
Yeah,
so I do agree with you on that.
It's also like you gotta like. I feel like to make it too nowadays, you have to slave on social media. Definitely, right?
I agree with you 100% on that. Oh my god!
I know we're like off the record. We're kind of already talking about how like you weren't on social media that deep. Dude, I'd love for it to be that way. Like if I felt like I didn't have to like do extra push for my songs and just like drop it, y'all have it, go ahead, go crazy, and then I get signed the next day. That'd be the greatest like situation. But no, you really gotta like push. Like it's all like you have to live on social media. I feel like to really like get a buzz.
No, and I agree with you on that. That's something I've noticed it recently, being on active on Instagram and much love and shout out to my younger brother for honestly taking the step to actually create the profile for me, because he got me out of my comfort zone too. I recently went through a lot where I had to grow as a man, and basically when I was younger years ago, I got myself in situations where and I have no problem telling the world this, but it's the truth. I got so consumed about the social media and got worried about what he said, she said,
like what people think about you, right?
And that's what drowned me. So I took a break from that, and it did suck because like one day I was there and one day I was gone. So a lot of friends that did see me on social media, they were just like, "Oh shit, he just."
I think nowadays, like at least speaking from my experience, like social media is changing in a way that like I don't know, it's just kind of like the culture of everyone like. Oh, you gotta be yourself now. Like that's like the thing now. Like everyone's like overly positive. So I feel like that kind of narrative, like social media, that you have to really like, I don't know, dress to impress yourself on social media. It's not like a thing anymore. At least not that apparent. Not that many people are doing it. Everyone's kind of just doing their own thing, trying to like live their life. And I also feel like the only way you're gonna like nowadays feel that way is if you like, I don't know, you get yourself into it. Like if you start following people that are that like personality type or think that way about themselves.
No, I agree with you on that. I do, because it's like it is a lot of work diving back into social media and everything. It is a lot of work because I'm out there reaching to all my old friends. I'm trying to in the moment I'm trying to collaborate with a lot of folks. With more artists. Hopefully in the future there's more artists, and I would be blessed to have them on there, or even boxers, folks that even work on gas stations. Everybody has a story, and as we push for that, it's nice to just be able to be there for one another, be able to support one another, because that is last, that's another thing we need, because it's easy to go on social media and tear a person down. It's really easy to like, oh, you saw a negative comment, like, oh, well, his shit's whack, or fuck his podcast, or this and that. Hey, it's all good, but at the end of the day, you can be all upset because you're not in that position. You're not out there jumping out of your skin to really, shine.
No, definitely.
And that does take a lot of courage. So I could only imagine, have you even had the opportunity to tour yet, or how do you feel about that?
Dude, I'd love to tour. I feel like my audience is definitely not big enough for that, but if an opportunity ever presents itself, I think, like, all honesty, I would drop everything I'm doing like to do that. Like if some random artist just hit me up like, bro, come, you're gonna go to these like 10 cities with me, we're gonna go do something, like I think legitimately I drop everything to be on that on that tour. But
Yeah.
I love performing. Whenever I do get an opportunity to perform, I'm up for it. Like whether or not
awesome.
it's me putting my money in for it, or I have to go the extra mile to like put myself into that position. Like I love performing. I love being on that stage and singing my songs. I feel like I put a lot of like effort into my performances. Like I go the extra mile and like getting the good equipment for my like sets, like specifically like getting a good mix on my voice.
That's good. Yeah, because I wanted to ask, how did you even come down? How did you even come down to finding that right tone for your voice? How did you find your voice? How did you do that?
Took a lot of experimenting. I used to be shy on the mic.
Okay.
I used to like not really like want to be loud. Like I'd talk or like I'd rap or like sing and then not be like confident. It's like me using my inside voice.
I see.
And I think over time, it definitely took some time. It took like 5 years for me to really like get like open on the mic and just like sing like without thinking like 5 times about it. I don't know. Now I feel like I'm very confident on the mic. I can like try almost anything. Like I mean, we got my boy Johnny right here from HOODWON.
Yes, we do.
I've definitely been in like a session with him before, like with us and some friends, where I'm like trying to. He sent me a meme about it too. That's why I was like thinking about it, like me trying to record ad libs, and I sound like probably on the outside of my headphones, I sound like stupid as shit, bro. Trying to hit like some crazy dumbass note.
No, but I've been listening to your music too, and I was trying to basically break it down from your actual lyrics to your ad libs and everything,
right,
and transitions and stuff like that. And yeah, it is interesting because I did want to ask you, how is that process with ad libs?
It's funny, bro. It's funny as fuck. I prefer like recording alone, but when I do, I'm like, look, y'all, everyone in this room know that's about to sound like funny as shit. Like I'm about to sound stupid as fuck. I wish I could share the headphones around with y'all so you can hear what I'm hearing, like in my headphones while I'm recording. But yeah, it's definitely a funny process while recording. I feel like some people sound like great naturally. Sometimes you don't sound great naturally, and that's okay. But I don't know, it's funny. I love recording sometimes, and I like look over to the side and like someone's like about to like die laughing because I'm like, yeah, I know it sounds like stupid as shit, but it's gonna sound good when I like play it back.
Yeah. So when you hear it on the headphones, is it already
it's recording?
And everything?
It's recording with the mix already.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Okay, so what you hear on the mic is completely different.
Exactly.
From what the folks
it's fully mixed when I'm recording it and what I'm hearing.
Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, that's cool. Wow. Okay, that's cool. And so, as like, do you record at home? Do you have a studio you go to?
I record at home.
Oh wow.
Like I said, I grew up being like a creative kid. Like I also grew up being like a part of it with being like a gamer as a kid. Like I grew up being a techie. So
nice.
I've always been like the first to know like what I need for certain stuff. And also my boy, like Robert or Beam, he also is really good with technology. Like he definitely gave me pointers with that. Like I don't ever want to discredit him or like make him seem like he never like helped me with that, because he definitely was a big part of that for me. So definitely making sure I got the right equipment to record at home was important to me, because I don't want to spend money going to a studio and like even like working with somebody that doesn't know my like intentions with music. I
can see that. Like, yeah, it's difficult.
Like making like a sound for my voice that I don't even really like. I'm the only person that knows what I want to sound like. So True. That was another thing that took me years, like before I really started taking it serious, like working on that like mix, that mix for my voice to sound like clear and like good and like presentable, because that's important. A lot of people think like, oh, you can do it at home and they're gonna sound like shit. Like respectfully, like if you're not working to make yourself sound good, then you shouldn't be working. Like
no, I agree with you on that.
And of course, everyone's gonna start from somewhere. You should put out your shitty songs.
Yeah, no, and that is the scary side for folks. Is put out your shitty songs, put out your shitty episodes. Like let the world know, that the genuine side. Like everybody starts from somewhere. You just don't come out of the into the industry just hot like that. You don't, unless you're.
It's just important not to be lazy. There's a difference between like not having it yet and being lazy.
Okay.
Because you can put out some shit songs and you can like be ass and like. There's a difference between wanting to change and just being comfortable in it. You don't want to be comfortable like not having like your quality up or like not working on yourself. You should like want those things for yourself. And I don't really believe in like, oh, but I don't have this or I don't have that, or I'm not like going somewhere for it. No, like if you want it, you're gonna work for it like yourself.
I agree.
You're gonna work with what you have and like build off of that, because
it's true.
Like definitely when I started locking in, I didn't pay for like nothing to get my mix right. I used all stock plugins to like make myself sound good.
See, no, and that's pretty dope, because you, one way or another, you were you were crafty with it. You were like, I'm gonna figure it out one way or another. I'm gonna make it happen regardless of what it takes.
Exactly.
That's dope. That's dope. That's motivation.
You shouldn't have to like fork out like hundreds and thousands of dollars just to like have something. You can just learn. Like you can learn it yourself and do it.
Yep. No, I agree with you 100% on that. And that's the same thing like I've told the crowd and in the audience about podcasting. Some folks think like right now at the moment I'm currently working at a building downtown LA. I can't really say the exact place.
Yeah.
But off the mic I will. But right now we're setting up a podcast studio for them. And it's a real fucking studio. Yeah. They got a real table, real mics, they got real camera. Right. Like I'm like, holy shit. And to just see it in person and be the one to actually set it up. So I know in the future that one day I can have yeah, and it's nice. And it's like I've told the world too, it's like you really don't need the most expensive mics. You don't need the most expensive devices and stuff like just to produce your stuff. No, it's just the motivation and the will and to be driven for it. Yeah. No, I agree on that. So like is there any movies, any shows or snacks or something that you, Dylan, that you truly like?
My favorite movie, right? Like not right now, just in general, is Superbad. It's a funny movie.
Fucking amazing movie.
That's an amazing movie. Yes, coming of age movie.
It is.
I look at that movie as like me and my two other friends. Like we put ourselves in that position of that movie. And it's hilarious. It's my favorite movie ever.
I feel like we've all had a super bad moment.
Yeah.
We definitely have lived that experience. We've all had that McLovin friend. We've all had that
exactly.
friend that had an obsession with drawing dicks and shit for some weird reason they were good at it.
Yeah.
We all had that one friend. And no, I feel you on that.
Even besides that, like movies that are coming out this year. I know it's already out, but I'm looking forward to watch the new Beetlejuice. I haven't seen it yet. But
so actually, I'll give you a little update on that. It's actually worth it. It's worth it.
Yeah.
It's worth checking it out.
I'm happy to hear that. That it wasn't just like a shitty like.
Nah.
Like,
yeah, and it's nice because it's like they do stay with the homage of what the original was.
Great.
But it is interesting to see like the old graphics to the modern day stuff.
Right.
We're used to seeing like fucking Optimus Prime right in front of us and shit. So it's a little different.
That's another
it's
great
amazing,
like great series. I know it's like we look back, like people look back at it now as like, damn, this shit fucking sucks. But the original Transformers trilogy with and why am I? Yeah, Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah,
Megan Fox.
Great.
Classic, bro.
I love
classic. Those. It may have been like cheesy at times. May have been like very like, I don't know, like it's whatever. But
no, I agree with that.
It's great. It was great. I feel like those VFX were ahead of its time too. It looks beautiful in that movie.
It does, and even to look back now, it's still pretty. It's pretty dope. It's really cool. And so like, okay. So what about shows? Is there any shows that you're into?
Like TV shows?
We don't, because I know sometimes we don't have time to really sit down and
no,
watch.
Right. I barely like watch shows, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Like I rarely will be watching like a show, but obviously like when a new Stranger Things series season comes out, I'm watching it.
Big fan of that. Okay, that's what's up.
I was also heavy on Breaking Bad too. Breaking Bad's great.
That's a great show.
Yeah. That never gets old. Like regardless of what episode you're watching, like something's happening. It's another show. Dude, also like being in a relationship, you start watching like shows, like stupid, corny shows that your girl wants to watch, right? I feel like you know exactly what I'm
I love that you brought that up because I can definitely heavily relate.
Like if you're in a relationship, you already know. Like
if
you're not in a relationship, you're not gonna know. But like you're gonna start watching those shows. You're like, why are you even watching this? Why are you watching these drama shows? And then you're sitting there like, damn, bro. Like I like sometimes exactly. I'd be watching like Love Island sometimes with my girl. Love Island. And I'd be like, bro, this shit's stupid. Why are we gonna watch this shit? I don't want to watch this drama. And then I'm like, why the fuck is she with him? Like this stupid as like
that or even
exactly.
Love
exactly like the love shows, like all of that.
It's like the cheesy ass shit, but there we are dragged into it.
Yeah, we're like, damn. Put on the next one. I'm gonna go like heat up some food real quick.
True. No, for real. I agree with you on that. I really do. So no, that's pretty cool. That's genuine that the world gets to
definitely
know that about.
And I love that about like me and my girl, that we do get to like dive into our own like each other's worlds a little bit. That's like one of the best things about our relationship.
That is one of the biggest blessings, honestly. And to tell you it is a blessing. It is a blessing. There are going to be hard days in a relationship, and that's the truth. There are hard days that it's like, well, you just want
your relationship shouldn't ever be perfect.
No, it shouldn't. But it's the blessing to be able to grow with that individual and see that there's a future that you guys can grow together.
Oh, definitely.
And that's honestly one of the biggest like goals for people. It should motivate you, or you and your couple, you and your partner, you and your girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever,
Right.
to strive for greatness.
Yeah. I feel like if issues aren't coming up, then you're not growing, to be honest with you. Like,
No, I agree.
you got to have like differences and flaws to like know who like each other really are. Like, if you're too perfect, then like you clearly aren't like moving in a way that's like, I don't know, not working. Because something's going to come up later, and then you're going to be like, oh, what do I do? Like, you have to have those hard days.
Yeah, and
It's important.
Another thing I could agree with you on that is spending that quality time with your spouse, your partner, your loved one. It's because it's like, you know, tomorrow might not be there. You might not have that opportunity. You might one day get that blessing to go on tour, and now, you know, it's like, oh, you're A, B, and C at every single city now, and you don't have time to spend with your loved one. It's like, you know, enjoy it now. Enjoy those little moments, even if it's car riding to go to McDonald's or go to Walmart.
Right.
Enjoy every single precious
stuff.
moment. Yes, because for a lot of us, there's some folks I've known, and it's been sad. I mean, they've lost their loved one, so it's like what I've heard out of them is enjoy every single moment, regardless of what. Yes, agree on that. Yes, I do. And so as we start getting, you know, close to the end of the episode, because I know, like I said, I do really truly appreciate you coming on to the episode.
No, I appreciate you having me. I've never had like sat down and had a conversation like doing something like this, so very much appreciated. I'm very like honored that we're here right now doing this.
Thank you. And like for me, you're my first artist, and I pray that in the future we'll have you on the podcast and here and there, just to see the growth and where you're going in your career, because we as a whole, you know, Around the Loop podcast and the audience wants to see you grow. So we want to see where Dylan balances in the next 5 months and a year from now to 5 years. We want to see you grow. We want you to be the best version of you every single day and to always strive for the best.
Definitely.
And, you know, that's something that not a lot of people hear, and it's good to hear that. So, like, do you have any future, or is there any artists in the future that you want to collaborate with?
Any of my goats that I already previously like mentioned already, any of those, I'd be, damn,
heartbeat.
I'd give up a lot to work with those guys.
I agree. Okay. That's what's up.
They tell you not to meet your heroes, but I don't know. I definitely would meet them.
Sometimes you gotta take the risk. Honestly, I've been told that too. Not to meet your heroes, you'll fumble the bag somehow. But
I don't care, bro. Like,
that's what I'm talking about.
You meet people every day. Those people are like just as normal as like you are. Exactly. And you might not know that. It's another thing I hate. That, like, I don't know, just like the glorification of like celebrities. Like, everyone's like a human. Everyone's the same person. Like, you meet them in real life, and you're gonna find out like that they're like probably awkward as shit and like anxious and just like have their own flaws. You're gonna see a pimple on their face, and you're like, damn, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. They're a normal person, and
we forget that.
Exactly. We put them on a pedestal and just kind of forget how like human are. We don't look at their mistakes as mistakes. More of just like, I don't know, fuck ups, like, damn, how'd you let this happen? Or like, how'd you do this and this? Like everyone's supposed to be perfect when us ourselves, we're not perfect. Definitely not perfect. I'm not perfect.
I like that message, because that's something that a lot of people do wonder about. That is you know, you forget that they're individuals too. They have they have emotions. They're people too. They live their every single day life. They have their everyday struggles just like you and I. So
definitely.
I do appreciate you mentioning that. And so, like, let me ask you something, an important question, because this is something that I'm going to be asking artists, boxers, whoever just comes onto the show. If you had a message for yourself or for a younger version of you, what would you tell yourself now? If you were to see yourself, the little kid of you in front of you, what would you tell yourself?
Just to not worry. I was already like telling you before, like how before I didn't really know like what I wanted to be like growing up, and that was always something I was like anxious about and like stressing. And now I feel like I have it more figured out. Like, it just came naturally than like me having to put an extra like foot forward to like make up something or go to college for something that I don't really want to do. Like, I just tell them like, I don't know, stay down, like stay working, like be you. Like, nobody's gonna want any like more than that. Just be yourself and don't worry about the future is gonna come. Like, you're gonna figure it out yourself. You don't have to like go out of your way to find it.
No, I like that. I really do, and that's That's a great way to put it. It really is. It shows the genuine side of you. It shows you as an actual person.
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate that. I really do. And so like, let's talk about your upcoming album. Let's talk about
Let's
that.
talk about
That's
it.
coming out at the end of
Let's
this month,
talk
correct?
about it, yeah.
Let's talk about that. So, what inspired you with the name for that? For your album name?
In misery there's euphoria.
Mm-hmm.
So like I feel like one of the biggest things that I've been like not going through but just like experiencing this year is just like growth, like evolving, making myself like a better person. I feel like maybe these past couple years I've really seen like a lot of people like come and go, like people close to me, people not close to me, just like I don't know, having a lot of things and then not having those things anymore is kind of difficult. It was a difficult thing at the start, for sure. Like coming to terms with like, damn, this specific person is like I was super close with, now they're not here. Like they just kind of did their own thing. And sometimes it ends on like good notes, sometimes it doesn't. Like, it is what it is. Or even like, I don't know, just like real life situations like, damn, I just paid all this money on my car. Like I just did all this. I just like fucked up in school. Like, I don't know, just like real life situations. Like I feel like I've been really like living like a real like life this last year, like experiencing that. And I feel like I've also taken some time for myself to kind of just like grow into who I am and like be more accepting of myself and my flaws, because I guess it's easier said than done being like, oh, I'm comfortable in my skin, I'm perfect, like I'm good. Like you really need to like deeply understand that than just kind of like say it and brush it off. So throughout this year, I really just been like reflecting on like trying not to like do too much reflecting on the past. I feel like it's one of my biggest like insecurities, I guess. Not insecurities, but just like some I hate doing. Like I hate watching videos of like the past and just like, damn, it was so good back then. Or like,
I can see it
like
drags you down.
Exactly. I hate having like some type of like expectation that I gotta like do this better, like bring this back or so and so, instead of just living in like the present. So
I like that. That is a good way to put it there. It really is.
Just like the big part of this album that I wanted to do in comparison with my other songs was just like be honest about myself. And a lot of the songs you're gonna find me like really like opening up about sensitive topics. Not every song for sure. Like there's definitely just some like normal songs in there, but definitely opening up about topics, just like speaking more of my truths. Like I really worked on like writing, like really putting like the pen in for this album.
Nice.
Like not talking about like there's some bullshit, I'm not gonna lie, but everyone talks about some bullshit. At the end of the day, it still has to be entertainment. But
yes, I
really took more time into like just talking about like my experiences, my life, talking about other shit that I've been dealing with. And I have this one track. It's the last track on the album, and it's very like super deep, and it's talking about like the last like 7 years of my life, just like how that's been going. I guess it's like I don't want to reveal too much about it because I definitely want it to be like an impactful listen, but that's one of like the songs I think about right now, I guess, that is really like just nailing deep on that like topic. So for me, that title just means like from like a dark moment or like a darkness, anything like negative, if you're fucking up there's always going to be like a light at the end of that tunnel. There's always going to be growth. Like you're always going to evolve. You're always going to like find a better situation to get out of that situation. Like those dark situations and like bad days, they bring you better days. And like I'm trying to think, like
they don't last forever. That's for sure.
No, definitely.
It's
like
just temporary. It's not permanent.
No, 100%. Like anything negative that you have going on in your life, like as long as you grow from it, you're like you're gonna have even like you're gonna know yourself better. You're gonna have a better like experience the next time you go into something. Just anything, like literally as the title says, in misery there's euphoria, and it's all about patience. I feel like patience is a big thing.
I like that. I really do. And I appreciate you taking your time to describe that, and give a little insight about your album. And I'm looking forward to be able to put a snippet out there, especially we'll get to,
I'll give y'all a little podcast.
Yeah, we'll get to put a little snippet. You guys will be able to hear
exclusive.
Some little snippet, some music snippet, and it's gonna be nice. So we'll definitely We'll put that in there for you guys to hear in the episode. So don't
Definitely.
worry, it's not episode ain't completely over. It'll be at the end. We'll definitely put you guys on. And like I said, I mean, I'm truly, truly thankful again, and thank you so much for coming onto this episode. You know, like I can't say it enough. You know, I'm looking forward to the growth and both of us, especially that you're a young man that is making it happen. You know, continue to strive forward, keep your head up, and continue to make it happen. No matter who or what stands your way, you got to make it to the top regardless.
No, yeah, it's competitive, like we said already. Everyone's doing it, and if you're not trying to like be different from everybody, then you're gonna have a harder time getting out of that ocean. It's just what it is. You got to work hard for it. I know that. My friends know that. We just try to be the best we can. Try not to be lazy.
Okay. And would that be a message for the world, or do you have a separate message for the world for that?
I think my message to the world is just like, don't give up. Like, stay about yourself and like do what you love instead of trying to impress other people. Don't ever try to impress someone and you not be happy with what you're like doing or working on or going to school for. Like, you have to live your life for you and like push what you want to push, go see what you want to see, like make what you want to make, love who you want to love for yourself.
True.
Like, don't ever do some shit for anybody else. No one is as important as you. You only live one life, and if you're not putting your full effort in, then I don't think you're really living it. So just don't ever give up. That's my message. That's what I would tell anybody. That it'll all come.
Thank you for that. And I can only imagine there's somebody out there that's gonna hear this and they're gonna be like, man, I really needed to hear that. That's that inspiration. I needed to continue to strive forward, because you never know, somebody that's gonna hear this episode, they're having a hard week, they're having a hard weekend or hard life right now, and just hearing those words of motivation from a young artist that's actually, you know, making it happen, that's taking that leap of faith. It's a form of inspiration for the world.
Yeah, definitely.
So, you know, like I said,
that's what I want to be. I want to be like the forefront of that like movement, because I mean, look at it eventually. Like, let's say I do blow up in the next couple years or the next year or so, like my life's gonna be completely different. It's just gonna be like, I'm gonna be living a very fast life. It's gonna be this to that, traveling.
Yeah, the time will come, man. The time will definitely come for you when
and it of course it's gonna be stressful and shit, but like, I know it's something that I want to do. I know it's something that it's my freedom that I want to give up.
That's good.
And
in a way that I don't mean like in that's good in a bad way, but no, that's good because you have total control of it.
No, definitely. Some people don't really like kind of forget that's like something you're putting on the line as freedom. Like, it's something that you kind of have to give away to really want it, because there's not really, in music at least, there's not really like being successful without having that kind of like fame. Like, you're gonna have like, you're not really gonna be like alone anymore after that. You're gonna be like, you're gonna be alone, but you're not gonna be like unknown. So that's just kind of like another adversity you have to kind of go over. But I hope, like, my goal with like being in that position is just to kind of like share the light on like, look, everyone has a chance. Like, if someone like me, like if a kid like me can do it, then definitely anybody else can do it.
I like that because that is true. Like, yeah, when I've told the world too, on my podcast before, if I'm just a low voltage fucking your everyday normal low
exactly,
voltage tech, man.
bro.
So if I can make it happen, you can make it happen. And I like those words of encouragement for the world out there. Anybody, as long as you put your heart, mind, and soul to it, anything is possible. Nothing's impossible.
Like, yeah, we're normal people. We're humans. I like, definitely when I'm like at my day job and people find out I make music, like, what? No way. And like, it's kind of crazy, like, who you find out who does, like, not everyone looks the part. Everyone looks vastly different. Like, everyone that I know, at least, like, most of them, they're funny looking. And it's not like in the most respectful way, but like, you'll look at them like, damn, you do this? And then you're gonna be like, damn, they're hard. You're really like doing it. And I don't know. I'm saying all that in like to say pretty much that like everyone comes in different like faces and shapes and experiences.
I like that. Not to judge a book by its cover,
exactly.
Because you never know. You never know who that person you're gonna run into. Either he's a heavy set or she's a super skinny pea. Like, they be dropping some fire on you. You never know.
And one of my like close friends, like right now too, Kelkin, he's a producer. Like, when I first met him, I was like, I don't know, it was just some like cool shit, I guess. He's kind of just like a white kid, like skinny white kid that I like met through a mutual and then met at school.
Oh, that's
And
dope.
I was like, okay, cool. Like, yeah, we'll work. And then you're sending me beats now, and I work closely with him now. He has a big part on my project. Like, he's the executive producer on my album, so we've been working very tightly throughout this.
Is he the one that you actually posted on your Instagram?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, I saw that too.
He's he's crazy. He's one of the best producers I've ever like met in my life, and I know that he's gonna make it super far soon.
That's a blessing, and honestly, that's a blessing that as a team that you got your little team there.
Oh, definitely.
And then you can continue to push your team to strive for greatness, not only for yourself.
Like I was saying, like we got to move as a team. We got to move as like a unit to make it out like the city. No one's gonna be able to do it alone. Like all honesty, I don't think anyone's gonna be able to. Like if you do it alone, if I do it alone, if eventually another one of my friends do it alone, like cool, like more power to you, I guess. But I just know that if we're moving as like a collective, like I have my collective, like just some kids, we're moving very like closely right now.
That's good.
Trying to like not necessarily recruit, but keep it like tight within the city, like working with other Oceanside artists, working out with like Vista, San Marcos.
Oh, nice.
Trying to keep like this North County scene like together.
Okay.
Because definitely right now in the position it is, it's very apart, and that's what I try to like strive for, I guess. Just like working with everybody, making everyone like comfortable with working with each other. We really do need to like form a movement so people can really see that like we got something going on over here that's completely different from just like the San Diego and LA culture.
I agree on that. No, I agree, and yeah, no, it's about unity. It's about bringing. It's about being with each other, not fighting against each other, not trying to bring each other down.
Like, I don't want to beef with nobody out here. I love my city.
We don't even have time for beef. We don't. We're all about business. Time is money. Money is time. So if you're not standing on business and you're not a businessman, then hey, another day, another dollar.
Right.
That's all I gotta say. If not, if you're your businessman, let's stand on business, let's talk business. And that's what what's it about. If you and your friends, you and your group can grow together and prosper and actually grow instead of just being in the same fucking spot 5 years from now, that's how you're blessed with a great team, great set of friends, and continue to hold it down and as a group strive for the better, strive for 100%. Greatness.
And I'm happy in the position I am now. I get to work with people that I know like really want it. I feel like throughout the last couple years I've kind of just seen people come and go, like have like really like half effort their like career, I guess. Like I could tell you don't really want it, so why are we working? Or like why are you putting out, like trying to make that image of you like you're trying to make it, but obviously you're not. You're not putting in that work. You're not wanting it as much as I want it. And those people eventually, like, they fade out. Yeah. Like you see it, they fade out, and they go and do their own thing.
They have. I've seen it come and go before. That's
definitely.
For sure. No, that's for sure.
So I'm happy now in the position I am. I get to work with people that I know like this is their goal, this is their life, that they want to like pursue music and being a creative and doing this and that. Like they don't have like, it's good to have a backup like option, like a plan B, but they know that this is for sure their plan A and that they're pushing for this. I'm pushing for this, so we're all pushing for it.
Man, that's really nice to hear. It really is, because it's like I'm sitting here just soaking it all in, and I know my listeners, I know you're gonna have new listeners and new viewers and stuff like that. They're all gonna get to know who you are. They get to know who you are now, and it's really nice because 5 months from now, a year from now, we'll do another interview, or let's see, we'll keep updated with your life to see
100%.
the growth and that. And like I said, thank you so much for coming onto the show. I know it's nothing crazy. There's no big podcast studio. We're actually here at the fucking park.
It means a lot to me. It means a lot to me.
But
definitely.
It's cool.
We're doing this in my city. We're here with some good people. I'm happy.
Thank you so much. So we're gonna wrap it up with this episode now, and I'm gonna tell the world, like, thank you guys so much for all the views, for all the listeners. Thank you for all the new viewers in Canada, all the viewers in Mexico, all the viewers in the UK, and Germany, Russia. I'm glad global. that I was able to successfully, like I said, I took over North America. I have viewers in Canada and the US and Mexico. I think that's a blessing. That's a start. And it's great to see it on the map and see all the support and all the views from you guys. So keep sharing it with all your loved ones, all your folks out there, because like I said, this is a genuine show. This is unedited. This is raw. This is so you guys can know who I am as a person and the person I interview, so you guys can get that genuine connection. That's what the show's all about. So thank you guys so much for being on this episode of Around the Loop.
Yeah.
I fall victim to my past, reminiscing what we had. I was living in the dark, I done found my spark, I done found my bag. I done found my own lane, it was in my car, now we different lanes. One thing balance, not a bitch, they can go and switch, link up with the lanes.